All right, Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Sage Canaday before the 2012 UROC 100k. How you doing, Sage?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing great. We're just beating the rain here. It's pouring, but tomorrow's supposed to be a beautiful day out on the trail and the roads.
Nice.
You'll be kicking around some new shoes. You just joined Scott.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this opportunity to represent a good brand, something that fits good, and really like the company, so it's new development. I'm really excited.
Yeah, congratulations on that. But even larger congratulations on one heck of a year so far. I mean,
thanks.
You know, you've run 2 ultras now. Did great at a Chuckanut despite getting lost and
and falling.
And falling. Yes,
stitches.
You were still second, right? So, and then the White River 50-mile course record.
Yeah, it was a good experience. Kind of got lucky I didn't bonk out there.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was my first 50, so I really didn't know what to expect. I did write Anton's splits on my arm for each aid station because he had them up there, and so that was kind of in my mind. But I really just wanted to, get a good 50 under my belt, not bonk, and. I hit a low spot probably after like 30 miles. I was like, man, this is really far. I've never run over 4 hours before. But then I felt better after that, and you got a big downhill. But then I lost my GPS signal the last 8 miles or so, and it started showing I was running a slower pace. So I thought the course record I thought I wasn't going to get it.
Okay.
I was like, well, 6:30 is a good time still. So I was really discouraged. And then with a mile to go, it picked back up, and I realized I was going to run a faster time than I thought. So it's good experience.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a heck of a 50-mile debut. So
thank you.
Now you have an extra, at least probably 2 hours.
Yeah.
On your longest run ever.
Another half marathon almost.
Yeah. Any thoughts about stepping up another distance on the ultra spectrum?
Well, I'm a little nervous about that. The extra time on the feet I think is going to be maybe a challenge for me. I think the course is good though, because it's a good mix of roads. The vertical is not insane, so hopefully I'll be able to get through it without bonking too bad.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, aside from the ultras, you were at Pikes Peak, right?
Yep.
That went well for you as well. Right?
That was kind of a rough one. But,
was it?
Yeah, I wasn't. I hit the wall pretty bad in that actually. I think it was the altitude.
Okay.
I don't really have an excuse because I live in Boulder now, but 12,000 feet will crush you.
Yeah, that's no 5,000.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
But how do you've had a couple years where you're really concentrating on road marathons and road racing. Mm-hmm. How would you compare your overall fitness now to those days?
Oh, I think it's hard to compare just because the speed isn't quite there. I did kind of have to do some speed training because 4 weeks ago I did the mountain championships, and that race was 14K, and it ran more like a cross-country course, so I kind of got more in touch with my speed there. Kind of worked on the turnover, but it's a different type of fitness really. Like it's more about, fat burning, spending time on your feet, getting in tons of vertical versus doing track workouts. Like I haven't touched the track all summer and spring, so it's a refreshing change of pace, I'd say.
Yeah, how are you enjoying, being in Boulder and really spending a lot more time out in the mountains?
Oh, it's great. I've never really been in the mountains. My parents went to school in Boulder, so they kind of know the town, but it's a good running community, lots of trails. I don't have to touch pavement every day like I used to. We'll see how I survive my first winter. I'm used to the snow. I ran in upstate New York and Michigan for a couple of years, so yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
How are you going to approach this first 100K? There's a big race, lots of top competitors.
Conservatively,
yeah.
I'll just key off of Max, even though it's his first 100K too. So maybe key off of the more experienced guys who've actually done 100K, 100 miles, guys that have run here before, because they have a lot more experience. So probably be a good idea to try to learn from them on the fly, but it's going to be a challenge for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of Max, just interviewed him a little while ago, and he's your pick.
Yeah.
Or you're his pick, excuse me.
I don't know about that.
As the favorite.
Uh-oh.
That's an unusual position for somebody who's a rookie at a distance. So.
Yeah.
Do you feel, as you come into the sport and really had some great results, do you feel a little pressure to perform, or you still feel, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I guess there's a little pressure. I kind of like that more. It's going to be hard though because it's such a long way from what Max and I are used to, and I think I don't really know a whole lot about, you know, the trail running scene yet, but it seems like each course really challenges different runners differently. So, I mean, if you have a bad day, it could get really epically bad. And so I think that makes a big difference, weather and things like that. There's just a lot of variables.
Yeah. I mean, for one thing, you've never dealt with a real low in a race before.
Yeah.
I was talking to people like this morning about that. Like,
yeah.
And you've run a 50K and it went pretty well.
Yeah.
You ran 50 miles and, you know, aside from being a little down about not knowing where you were, you didn't really have any rough patches.
No, not like epic.
How are you going to, like, have you thought about, like, what you would do if you have a down patch?
Try to be mentally tough. I mean, I've run some pretty bad marathons before.
Yeah.
That got pretty bad, and I did a 30-mile training run like 2 weeks ago. That was pretty bad. Like basically, I decided that walking was too hard, so I had to sit down in the middle of the trail. And I wasn't sure I was going to make it back to my car. So hopefully that won't happen. But
I'll realize you can come out of those places.
Okay, yeah. Just start eating more, right?
Yeah. It was awesome. After Chuck and I, we talked, we had an interview, and your enthusiasm about trail running and ultra running was, you know, it just poured out. And here again, like, you just seem so excited, you know, 6 months later into the sport.
Yeah.
How did, you know, has your passion grown, or how has it changed in that half year?
Oh, definitely grown. Just learning more. I think it's a big learning curve, so it's a great experience to travel around to different courses, different races. Racing in Europe 3 weeks ago really opened my eyes to the mountains over there, and you got all these different events, great people, so it's really exciting to me.
Yeah, is this the end of your season, or are you going to keep riding that wave a little bit longer?
Oh, I hopefully could ride the wave. North Face 50 is definitely on my calendar, so I might pick up a race in between this one and that, but definitely North Face 50.
Nice. Well, best of luck learning something out of the course tomorrow and the rest of your season.
Thanks.